Some purchases give you an object, others give you a job. The difference is easy to miss when the object is beautiful, exciting, or designed to make you feel as if life has finally leveled up. The price is not always the number on the receipt. It can be the setup, maintenance, errands, research, storage, insurance, upgrades, and mental space the purchase starts collecting from every ordinary week. Then there are purchases that do the opposite. They remove a chore, shorten a trip, reduce a decision, or protect an hour you would otherwise lose. Those purchases can look modest, but they change the shape of your life. Poor spending buys things that need your time. Rich spending buys back the time those things would have taken. The real luxury is not the object, it is the hour you never lose. This is not about outsourcing your whole life or treating convenience as a personality. It is about asking a more useful question whenever money appears. Will this purchase create more life or more maintenance? Many people are not only short of money, they are short of unbroken attention. A busy week can make even a healthy income feel poor when every hour already belongs to work, chores, logistics, and recovery. Research published in PNAS found that working adults reported greater happiness after a time-saving purchase than after a material purchase. The point is not that money solves everything, it is that less time stress can be genuinely valuable. A saved hour is not automatically a better hour. It matters what it becomes. Sleep, movement, friendship, recovery, focused work, and simply doing nothing can be worth more than another possession competing for your attention. The wrong question is this the cheapest option? The better question is, what does this cost in money, and what does it return in time, energy, or peace? Cheap can become expensive when it steals every weekend. You do not need to calculate every minute perfectly, just notice the pattern. If a cheaper choice repeatedly consumes your recovery time, the saving may be real on paper and costly in the life you are trying to protect. Sometimes the strongest time purchase is not glamorous at all. It may be living closer to work, choosing reliable transport, or paying slightly more for a choice that removes a draining part of every day. That does not mean a shorter commute is always worth a larger housing bill. Time buying only works when the new cost does not create a bigger financial stress somewhere else. Freedom cannot be bought with fragility. For another household, the best time purchase may be occasional help with cleaning, groceries, lawn care, or meal preparation. The useful test is not whether the task is beneath you, it is whether it keeps taking your best hours. Some purchases save time by reducing decisions. A reliable meal routine, automatic bill system, or service you use consistently can remove the tiny choices that exhaust you before the important part of the day begins. Time is not only minutes on a clock, it is usable energy. A purchase that helps you sleep, move comfortably, avoid repeated pain, or focus at work may return a better kind of hour than a faster gadget ever could. Pay attention to the problems you solve over and over. Repeated friction is expensive because it keeps returning. A good purchase may remove one small source of irritation that has been quietly taxing your patience for years. Time buying can also protect relationships. When every spare moment becomes an argument about chores, errands, or who is carrying the invisible load, a small practical expense may buy more patience than another gift ever could. Now the warning, not every expensive purchase buys time. Some objects are time traps disguised as upgrades. They arrive with maintenance, subscriptions, accessories, comparisons, and a new standard you feel pressure to keep supporting. Think privately about your last major purchase. Did it make a normal week lighter? Or did it create more driving, cleaning, charging, organizing, researching, and worrying than the version of you in the shop imagined? The time cost is often administrative. More accounts, more renewals, more choices, more things to repair, more plans to coordinate. Rich living is not always having more systems. Sometimes it is needing fewer systems to manage. Simplicity can be a time purchase too. Fewer services, fewer possessions, and fewer recurring decisions can return attention without costing anything extra. Sometimes the best upgrade is removing the thing that keeps asking to be managed. Do not try to buy time everywhere. Find the bottleneck. The task, trip, decision, or obligation that repeatedly makes your week feel smaller. A focused solution is usually more powerful than 10 scattered conveniences. Run the Friday test. If a purchase gives you an object but makes Friday harder, be careful. If it protects a little energy when you are already depleted, it may be doing something much more valuable. Test it against an ordinary week, not a fantasy week. A time-saving choice earns its place when it works during school runs, deadlines, illness, tired months, and the quiet stretches when life is simply full. Try before you lock in when possible. Use a service for a short period, measure what it changes, and notice whether the saved time becomes real life or simply gets absorbed by another screen and another obligation. This is the part people miss. Buying time works best when you decide where that time goes. Otherwise, the hour you saved can vanish into scrolling, email, or another task that expands to fill the space. Financial security still comes first. A time-saving purchase is not wise if it replaces your buffer, grows debt, or makes every future month tighter. The goal is to spend from strength, not rent relief from your future self. Consider a small time budget rather than random convenience spending. Give yourself permission to use a limited amount where it genuinely returns capacity. That turns guilt into a decision, and decision into a repeatable household rule. Review the result instead of assuming every convenience deserves renewal. Keep what creates calm, cancel what only creates another charge, and move the money toward the bottleneck that still matters most. Your time budget should learn with you. Buying time does not always mean spending. Remove a needless errand, automate a payment, prepare tomorrow tonight, simplify a commitment, or say no to a recurring obligation. The richest hour may be the one you stop giving away. In a household, time is shared. One person's convenience can become another person's workload. Talk about the bottleneck together, whose energy is being spent, whose recovery is missing, and what a fairer week would actually look like. Financial independence is often imagined as a distant finish line. But the useful version starts earlier, using growing stability to reclaim pieces of your current week, instead of postponing every meaningful hour until some perfect future arrives. The best upgrade may not photograph well. It may be a simpler commute, a better chair, a prepared meal, a cleaner home, a reliable routine, or an evening where you are not too drained to be present. The point of buying time is not to become more efficient at filling every gap. It is to be more present inside the gaps you recover. If an hour lets you arrive calmer, listen longer, or rest properly, it has paid you back. Tonight, write down the one repeat problem that steals the most energy from your week. Then list one free solution, one low-cost solution, and one purchase you could test without making a permanent commitment. Before spending, ask 3 questions. Does this return a meaningful hour? Will that hour become something I value? And can my budget carry it without weakening the engine? If all 3 are yes, the purchase has a strong case. Use this blueprint. Find the bottleneck, test the smallest useful solution, protect your financial base, then decide where the saved time will go. That is how money becomes more life instead of more maintenance. Spend carefully on what gives your life back to you. The real luxury is not owning more things. It is having enough time, energy, and choice to enjoy the life you already have. Subscribe for more calm, practical wealth growth breakdowns like this.